Thanks for tuning in to the Rentvesting Podcast. My name is Peter Mastriani, the founder of rentvesting.com.au, and today I've invited Kristin Jacobsen onto the show. Now, Kristen runs probably one of the most prevalent financial services companies for Gen Y professionals, being Nextgen Financial Services. Kristen specializes in really helping Gen Y professionals around financial education, services, and also coaching. And he's helped a number of people, both locally and overseas, secure their financial future and really live their ideal lifestyle. Recently, he's been designated a gold standard advisor with Australia's most trusted and prevalent ratings advisor company, being advisorratings.com.au. Now, I asked Kristen onto the show because we discussed wealth mastery, the 5 steps in order to achieve wealth mastery, and we also provide some details on a special event that's coming up in Brisbane on the 18th of March. So listen in the end, get the details, because it's going to be of excellent value to individuals that are looking at developing their expertise around wealth, property, and investment. So let's get to it. Kristen, hi, welcome to the Rentvesting Podcast. It's great to have you on the show.
Hi, Peter. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm really well, thanks. Thanks for joining us. Kristen, just for our listeners' benefit, why don't you just explain a little bit about yourself and what it is that you actually do?
Thanks, Peter. So I run a business called Nextgen Financial Services, and we are the preeminent financial services business for Gen Y professionals. So we provide financial education, coaching, and obviously services to those who are busy Gen Y professionals and executives. And we've got clients all around the world, and we go through a process with them, a 5-step process that delivers what we call purpose-driven wealth. So it's a little bit different to what you'd expect from the financial services industry, and we do that for a particular purpose as well. So
2-part question, I guess, but first part is, what exactly is purpose-driven wealth?
So purpose-driven wealth is something that it's taken us a while to develop and to get right. And the reason we've come up with purpose-driven wealth was, when I first started in the industry, what I noticed was it was really all about just pushing financial product, and it wasn't really
selling insurance policies.
Yeah, exactly. So we would be, organizing financial product and sort of giving advice. But what we found was that even though we would put stuff together for clients, and this is like the case in most financial services businesses, you put stuff together, but it wouldn't really fundamentally change a client's life. Right, so we went searching for, I guess you could say, the best practices in the world, and we come across a guy by the name of Bill Bacharach, who coaches the top 1% of advisors in the world, and he's got a similar philosophy towards planning for your finances. And what purpose-driven wealth really means is, rather than just building wealth for wealth's sake and trying to, buy your first investment property and make all these things happen, we're actually finding out purely what's important to you, like in your life, what you value, what your ideal life is, and then reverse engineering the financial decisions and processes behind all of that. Okay. So said differently, most people, when we first talk to them, we ask them, what is one financial goal that you have? And they'll say, I want to buy my first house and I want to buy a home. And then when we go deeper into that, it really actually ends up being that they don't really want to do that. They like the idea of investing in property, and they want to own property, but they don't necessarily want to own a home. So that's why I love like what you're doing with rent vesting, because it's sort of aligned with that. And, we live in a world now where people can just start business over a weekend, right?
That's right.
And
For next to nothing, you can bootstrap a business.
absolutely. So purpose-driven wealth is really getting to the core of who you are and what you really value and what it is that you really want to achieve in your life, and then fit in the finances into that, rather than just chasing, chasing millions of dollars for millions of dollars' sake and just for a sense of significance, but truly finding out that and then making the strategy towards that.
So if you start off by working with the end in mind, is that where the 5 steps in that process come into play from what you originally outlined there, Kristen?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are the 5 steps?
So, I mean, the 5 steps that we go through, and this isn't an overnight process. It takes a lot of coaching and a lot of time to be able to, develop this. And so the first things first is having a wealth mindset. So we work with clients to make sure that, they've actually got written down, articulated, specific financial goals that they're truly aligned with.
Okay.
And so, and also getting rid of some of the biases and some of the limiting beliefs that people have towards money, because that's pretty much 80% of the challenge. So once we can organize that and work that out, then the 20%, the mechanics becomes a lot easier. The mechanics are still very important, but 80% of it really comes down to what your mindset is towards money, towards wealth. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing. And then the second really big thing is just mastering your cash flow. So,
which is always tough to do. Getting the household accounting,
I know, absolutely,
in a workable order is difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, here's the thing, like people say that they want to invest in property. People say that they want to invest in shares. They want to start business. They want to do all this. But you know what? Without having a good, handle on your cash flow, that's really just not going to work for you. And it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you don't have good cash flow management, then it's just going to be pointless. So, for example, we had a client that started with us who was earning just a tad over $250,000, and spending every single cent, right? Buying toys and enjoying having a good time, right? But in the back of his mind, he was sitting there going, well, I'm not putting any of this away. And he was starting to get really stressed about it.
Why am I always broke?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're not a big, we hate the word budgeting. We like to use the word cash flow because it's really about how to make it really simple, and so that you're not like, you're not cutting out coupons to save a buck or two. It's really just about how you set up your cash flow to meet all requirements that you have.
Yeah.
And if you don't have enough income, how can you find a way to make more income? So that's two really big things.
Sure.
The other three, they're all very important as well. It's your investment strategy. So really like what, where, how, and why, you're investing, and, making sure that you've got an investment strategy that really fits, your personal character, and also like what your investment goals really are. And all of this doesn't, like, if you don't have yourself protected, that's one thing that can really throw a spanner in the works. So, you can have all these other three parts right, but, if like building a really tall building, you need set foundations. So if you have holes in your wealth protection, then everything can collapse. And so we make sure that we've got everything covered and all spots covered, so that if things do go wrong, and they can go wrong, and quite often do go wrong, you're able to have a backup plan. And the last bit and this is also very important, is having partnerships. So the best people in the world in their fields, they all have coaches, they all have mentors, and they all have a team of experts, helping them succeed. So, my question to those who are listening is, why should you be the exception?
Yeah, sure. It's difficult to do it all by yourself and get it right.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the path, to your financial success, it's a long one. There's a lot of things that need to be covered off on. You can't have you won't be around every single aspect that you need to be around to be able to do it yourself. So it's just impossible to do it alone. You need to have the right coaches, the right team working for you, and all collaborating together to ultimately help you achieve what you're trying to achieve financially. So
good, great stuff. Now, Kristen, on the 18th of this month, there's an event that you're hosting, which is partly why I wanted to bring you onto the show, because I think it's going to be of excellent value to people that come along. I myself will also be presenting, but can you share what it's all about and why you've actually pulled a group of people together for this?
Yeah, I'm just quietly, I'm really looking forward to hearing you speak again. That'll be I'm quite excited for it.
Hopefully, I don't disappoint there.
I'm glad that the pressure's on now.
Yeah, good. Likewise.
But I'm glad that you put your hand up and you're able to jump in on this on the event on the 18th. So it's called Money 101 for Gen Y professionals, and the subtitle is what your parents, teachers, and the news didn't teach you about money. Because really, ultimately, we don't really learn about money or finances through anyone unless we're learning it ourselves, unfortunately. Right? So, the reason why I put this together is not one of the things that we are really strong on and really big advocates for is financial education. Now, there's a lot of financial gurus and financial education out there, but most of it's either Americanized or not really specific to the Gen Y. As the next generation, it's really time for us to take charge of our own financial success. So, this event's going to be pretty jam-packed with very simple but very practical and effective strategies that the people that do attend can take away straight away and start implementing and be able to take more control of their finances and their financial future. What I can tell you is that this event, definitely we've made a point of not making it one of these events that's just full of sales pitches and get rich quick and dodgy, skewed information just designed to flog your product. Because that's really a lot of the financial related seminars available. That's what they really are, right? Mm. So leave your credit card at home, be all in on the day and really take notes and listen in, because we've got some amazing speakers, including yourself, Peter, where you're going to be talking about, I believe, rentvesting your way to a property portfolio.
Absolutely. I don't know if I could speak about anything else.
Yeah, so that's why there's no mistake on why I've put all of these people together, and there's a very distinct reason why I've brought each individual speaker in, because they're one of the best that I know that in their perspective fields. So
who else is involved for the day, Kristen?
Yeah, we've got a guy by the name of Anthony Kirby who coaches sales teams for the like of LJ Hooker and Microsoft and that, and he's talking about developing a wealth mindset. He's really good at breaking your limiting beliefs and making you think bigger. And we've got James Vung, who is going to go through the ins and outs of starting your own business. So the credentials on this guy is it's too long to go through right now. But he helps people start businesses, scale businesses, and sell businesses. So he's an accountant by trade, and he's going to go through the ins and outs of how you practically start your own business. So for those who are employed, want to go self-employed, how do you structure your business and how do you get started on the right foot? Then we've got Katie Richards, and she I can tell you, like, she is like no lawyer that you've met. She's really dynamic. She's really good at taking the legal mumbo jumbo and all the like technical stuff around protection and protecting your family and your wealth in a legal sense and putting it into simple terms, right? So she's going to go through what you should be doing when you buy your first house, if you're selling you're selling an investment property, if you're buying a business or you're starting a business, what you need to do to cover yourself legally. We've got a mystery guest speaker as well. And
now, I'm excited about this because I don't know who this person is, but I know that you've certainly given them quite a rap in the past. So,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this guy, he has got so many rungs on the board in terms of like building multiple businesses, very successful businesses. He's been around business for a very long time, and he's got a lot of a lot of wisdom that he can pass on and is willing to pass on to another generation. And I mean, he's worked with the likes of Jay Abraham, Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki. He's now consulting, like, to get involved with this guy on a one-on-one. It's about $10,000 a month, right? So like we've got him coming in to do a Q&A with us, which is amazing. And then there's myself, who I'm going to be driving into more about what purpose-driven wealth is, and really just giving you a simple cash flow system that you can take away and start using immediately. So I'm super pumped for this. And I mean, how much value we're packing into this for a normal ticket price for $55. Like, it's, I should be charging more really, but we want to make sure that it's available to everyone that wants to come along. So
now, albeit that tickets are $55, I've been able to get you to agree to, I guess, offer the Rentvesting podcast listeners a special promotion on that. Can you let us know what that is, Kristen?
Yeah, absolutely. So before we got on the call, guys, Peter asked me to sharpen my pencil a bit, and I had a look, and I was like, all right, I know what it's going to cost me, like, per ticket. So we're going to give it away for 5 people that are listening to this, because I know that if you've listened to this whole thing, you're quite serious about making smart choices about your money. So we're going to give 5 tickets at cost price for the VIP, which is going to be $25. So those tickets are normally about $75 for the VIP, but for the 5 that want to take that offer up, I'm going to do it at cost price at $25 for you. So.
And that's for the full day. That's for prime seating. That's for lunch. That's for, which is going to be at a round table with the presenters on the day as well. Some drinks at the end of the day as well. Have I missed anything, Kristen?
No, that's it. So express entry, reserved seating, VIP registration, tea and coffee throughout the day. You'll have a lunch included, and we're going to have a round table with the speakers. So you can network with them, and a few drinks afterwards. So yeah, that's all included in the VIP. $25, amazing value.
And the coupon code is going to be podcast, isn't it, Kristen?
Yeah, podcast. I'll send you the link so those who want to jump on to that can jump on straight away. And once the 5 are gone, like, you won't be able to use that code, but you will still be able to buy a VIP ticket or just a general ticket, but it won't be at that price.
Sure. So I'll add that link into the show notes for listeners. So jump in there and click on the link, and the coupon code will be podcast for that exclusive offer. So thank you very much for that, Kristen. And look forward to the event on the 18th at the Paddington Hotel in Brisbane. It's going to be a great day. And thanks for giving up your time for coming onto the show.
Thanks, Peter. I'll see you on the 18th.
Sounds good. Bye. So that's it for another episode of the Rentvesting Podcast. It was great to have Kristen onto the show, and I have included a special link into the show notes there. So be sure to be one of the first 5 listeners in order to use the coupon code podcast in order to receive that exclusive discount for VIP tickets for the day. Look forward to seeing you there, and please keep the show going and leave your thoughts or send me a personal email to info@rentvesting.com.au. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes, and tune in again next week. Bye-bye.